Hi guys, this is Ashish Sharma currently pursuing mechanical and automation engineering from Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University for women. And today I want to talk about this book, Rich Dad and Poor Dad. I just completed its first lesson and I have lots of things to talk about. So I just listed out some quotes which I personally very like, and now let's discuss about those quotes. So the first one is, what can poor parents tell their child about money? They simply say, stay in school and study hard. The child may graduate with excellent grades, but with poor person's financial programming and mindset. Well, that's true because school and colleges only teaches us about how to become an employee. They never tell us about how money flows or how to become financially free. They never tell us about taxes or financial freedom. They never tell us about emotional spending or the difference between liabilities or assets. And good grades only lead us to good opportunities, but they never lead us to have a stress free life because only financial understanding would lead that. So basically, I am even learning about this, but I just came up with a thought that being rich does not mean that you are earning more money, but it means that you are seeing money with a different perspective than others. Well, that resonated with a line in this book. Money comes and goes, but if you have the education about how money works, you gain power over it and can begin building wealth. So basically, if you are having the knowledge about money, that how money works, then you would have the opportunity from your academics and you can build wealth. Now, the second one, which I listed, is the poor and the middle class work for money and the rich have money work for them. Well, when I read this line, I started observing around me and I saw that middle class people only work to pay their bills, to survive, to fulfill their needs, and to fulfill their responsibilities. Well, there's nothing wrong about it. Even rich people have to survive, have their bills to pay, have needs to fulfill, and responsibilities too. But then what's the difference between middle class and rich? Basically, rich people don't only spend money on bills, but they also spend money on making assets. Let's take an example of the richest person in India, Ambani's. Okay, Neeta Ambani is having a Birkin's bag. What is a Birkin's bag? Basically, Birkin's bag is a luxurious brand's bag which can give you two times the investment when you resell it. So, what is it? It becomes an asset. The asset is a thing which generates money for you. So, if you, and what is then liability? It means that when you are spending the money, you are not getting anything in return, just like other brands' bag. If you are buying a bag from YSL, that's also a luxury brand, but you're not going to get anything in return if you are using it for 1 to 2 years and reselling it. But that is totally different with a Birkin's bag. That's why it becomes an asset rather than a liability. Now, the third quote is, when it comes to money, most people want to play safe and feel secure. So passion does not direct them, fear does. Well, that is true, and that is not only for money but also in engineering. Well, I saw people asking whether we should take a core branch or whether we should take a branch where money seems to flow, which is CSC, of course. Well, it's not like people are thinking it in a wrong way, because in middle class family we need to be financially free. So people want uh, more money to earn. But if a person is investing their life in a field which is not interesting for them, then it would be mentally exhausting for them in a long run. And if a person is having very much salary, like very good amount of salary, very handsome amount of salary, and not knowing how to manage money, then all of the money would go in their bills, paying their bills, and they would think that, well, where my money went, like it would flow like water, right? So that's the difference. So basically we want to have a field, or we have to we want to have a career in which we are financially and mentally stable. That's my opinion. Maybe someone can have a different opinion too. Now, the third one is, it's just like the picture of a donkey dragging a cart with its owner dangling a carrot just in front of its nose. The donkey's owner may be going where he wants to, but the donkey is chasing an illusion. Tomorrow, there will only be another carrot for the donkey. Well, it's a metaphor for the employees, but the author is not insulting the employees by saying them donkey, of course. He just want to say that rather than having only one job, one source of income, people should have multiple source of income. People should know how to do investment. People should know how to freelance. People should learn how money works. People should know how different skills, so that even after not having a job, they would not starve without money. And uh, and even they would not get trapped into a cycle of constant earning and constant spending. And and why people get trapped into this kind of cycle? I think most of the people keeps on working at a particular job or get stuck in this cycle is due to the fear of not paying their bills, the fear of being fired, the fear of not having money, or the fear of starting over and over again, right? Now, the last one is, a job is a short term solution to a long term problem. Well, I don't think that the author is degrading the job or disrespecting the jobs. Of course, not everyone can be an entrepreneur or work above everyone, right? The author is messaging something so much deeper, that relying on only active source of income is not good for people in long run, right? If a person is getting retired at the age of 60, right, they would not have active earning source. Now what would they do if they are not having assets, if they are not having something to generate money from? They would starve. They would not have money to fulfill their needs, to fulfill their responsibilities. So, to prevent that kind of situation, the author wants us to have asset, to learn skills, to learn how to invest, and And if a person is thinking that at the age of 60 he or she would learn uh, how to do investments or learn new skills, then it won't help. If, at the age of 60 everyone want to rest, right, after retirement. So at that point, if you are still learning stuff to earn money, then it won't help. So rather than learning all those new skills or investment at that age, people should start learning from a young age, like in school or college, so that when they start earning, they would know how to manage money, they would know how to save money for their future, they would know how to restrict themselves from emotional spending. The author is not saying that don't have a luxurious life, don't do parties or don't buy luxurious items, but the author is saying to balance both of the lives. The author is saying to have assets as well as living your dream life, your luxurious life, right? So all those were my opinions. If someone is having something else, they can feel free to comment as well, because I would like to hear all those opinions too. And if you would like to hear such opinions more from the book or from anywhere in the world, so you can subscribe me. So till then, bye, see you in the next video.